Random sampling techniques. Random sampling techniques consist of simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, and systematic sampling. Let's consider this example. Suppose that we want to conduct a study on leisure activity among CS110 Part 4 students. And suppose that CS110 Part 4 consists of 100 students and we want to take 20 students to be our sample by using simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, and systematic sampling. Let's start with simple random sampling. To take a sample by using simple random sampling, first, number each element in the population from 1 to 100. Next, write the numbers on cards. After that, place the cards in a box and shake the box. Lastly, pull out 20 cards from the box. Now let's look at stratified sampling. To take a sample by using stratified sampling, first divide the population into groups. Suppose that the population is divided into 5 groups, namely A, B, C, D, and E. And suppose that there are 25 students in group A, 10 students in group B, 20 students in group C, 15 students in group D, and 30 students in group E. Next, calculate number of elements need to be taken from each group. This is done by taking number of elements in a group divided by number of elements in the population and multiplying it with number of elements in the sample. Lastly, select 5 elements from group A, 2 elements from group B, 4 elements from group C, 3 elements from group D, and 6 elements from group E by using simple random sampling. Now let's move on to cluster sampling. To take a sample by using cluster sampling, first divide the population into groups. And then select some of the groups and take all elements from the selected groups. And now let's look at systematic sampling. To take a sample by using systematic sampling, first number each element in the population from 1 to 100. Next, calculate the value of K by taking number of elements in the population and dividing it with number of elements in the sample. Here we get K equals to 5. And then select one element from the first 5 elements. Lastly, select every next 5th element until 20 people are obtained.